Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise guest is someone I'm honored to call a friend, the legendary Ray St Germain. Hi, Ray.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for coming. I couldn't forget about you.
We go back a little ways.
Oh, yes, we do. All right, so I'm sure everybody has heard of you. So pretend that nobody has and tell me all about you.
You know how old I am, how long I've been in the business.
Whatever you feel comfortable talking about.
Well, I started, I'm 76 now.
Wow.
And I started making a living when I was 17. I used to, my teen, like early teens, like 14, 15, 16, I'd play all the community clubs in Winnipeg with a rock and roll band, and we'd imitate Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
So I became known as Winnipeg's Elvis.
Yes, you did.
And in the meantime, radio was king, as you know, back then, or you wouldn't know, you're not old enough.
I'll take your word for it.
He was just coming in. And the stars from Bangor, Maine, RCA Victor recording stars, Hal Lopine and Betty Cody, were hired by radio station CKY. That's what they would do, hire traveling groups like that. Okay. And they'd come to town for about 6 months and then perform radio shows, and then play the communities surrounding Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. And their son was Lenny Breau, who went on to become, of course, a jazz legend.
Yes.
And also my brother-in-law and best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they came down to a place I was playing with a band there at the Rainbow Dance Gardens downtown of Smith in New York.
Wow, I've never even heard of that.
No, not there anymore. But anyway, they came in to hear me, and then one of the waiters came over and he said, "Hal Lopine is here with his son Lenny, Lopine Jr. they called him, and he wants to talk to you." And I just about fainted. What? He wants to talk to me? And then the radio stars,
Yeah.
And I went over, and anyway, cut a long story short, he offered me a job.
Awesome.
He said to be the rock and roll singer in his show, and also a companion for Lenny, because Lenny was a year younger than I was.
So you kind of took him under your wing.
Yeah. So it was I think it was like $50 to $60 a week back then.
Wow.
Which was a lot of money.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, so, no, I know it was $75 a week.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was, yeah, because there was no hesitation. I said, yeah. And I went home and told my mom and dad what was happening, and Mom said, "You can't quit school." And I said, "What, they're going to pay me $75 a week?" And my dad said, "Go."
Oh, well, we're glad you did.
Yeah. So I started on the road with them, and we got there. I didn't realize at the time we were going to be opening up for Johnny Cash and Hank Snow and Johnny Horton and George Jones and all that, because they were had like a couple of hits under their belts already, but they weren't the giants of the country that they became.
Yeah. Still,
but
yeah.
no buses touring. It was all stretch Cadillacs.
Oh.
Yeah, and Lopine, he had a white stretch Cadillac with his name all over the side. So this down the highway, you'd see this fleet of stretch Cadillacs going from one city to the other.
That would be cool to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, then there was CBC was now a network, and CBC Television, that is. Mm-hmm. And they had a show called Talent Caravan, and you could win it.
Oh, okay.
If you got enough votes, male votes,
Uh-huh.
And so Lopine said, "You should enter that." And I said, "Well, why?" He said, "Well, because you're going to be on television and to help you on your way." I thought I was already on my way. So anyway, I entered the Winnipeg show because they went from city to city. Okay. And I won.
Awesome.
With mail votes and like snail mail, they call it.
Yeah.
And anyway, I went back on the road after the show, Pine doing the show, and my mom phoned the hotel that we were staying in and told me that I'd won, and I had to get on the plane the next day for Ottawa.
Wow.
And so I had to actually hitchhike. I went to the truck stop there with my guitar and asked anybody going up to Winnipeg, and I did. We got a ride. And so Pine couldn't drive me because he was doing shows.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't win, but I made a lot of connections.
Well, that's good.
And CBC especially, and so the early 60s, 64, 65, 66, 67, yeah, the 3 years, 3 seasons, I hosted a network show called Music Hop Hootenanny,
Mm-hmm.
and 39 shows a year.
Wow.
And at this time alone, Lenny Bro was in the band. He was a guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Young, another Winnipegger bass player who went on to play with Oscar Peterson for years.
Wow.
And so the show came from 5 different spots in Winnipeg, or in Canada, and it would have different hosts. I hosted the Winnipeg show, and guess who hosted the Toronto show? Alex Trebek.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we got to know each other, because I would travel back and forth to Toronto to host the specials with, by the way, I had cut a record in 59 also, 1960, called She's a Square, and it became the very first local rock and roll record played in Winnipeg.
Wow. It's a great record.
And guess who published it?
Who?
Gordon Lightfoot.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was in Toronto, and the company said, Arto Music, said, you better go down the hall and publish this. So I did, and the fellow's name was Gordon Lightfoot, and we got talking. And he was clean-shaven and the whole thing. He was a dancer with a sing and swing and eight on CBC. And sang some songs. And the next, about a couple years later, I saw him in a recording studio, and now he was Gordon Lightfoot. Hello.
Yeah, now he was him.
Yeah, so that's how that CBC thing started. And they would bring me in to host different shows, and Anne Murray was a frequent guest, and we would sing some duets, and I still have that. And we became friends with a lot of people who, at the time were big stars like Wayne and Schuster, and the stars of the time. Tommy Hunter became a good friend. And
Yeah. Well, you were on his show a lot too, Tommy Hunter, right?
yes, I did. I did his show several times. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about your show, which I remember. Big Sky Country.
Big Sky Country. Well, that came about in 1978. Now, I was in Toronto. I had moved to Toronto in 69, 70, because they asked me to host a big band show.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by Alan Thicke,
Wow.
and Alan was just a young guy, so was I.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan was also in the chorus.
Oh my goodness.
And anyway, the show only lasted 13 weeks.
Oh, well, at least you had it. 13 weeks.
But big band. But anyway, I enjoyed doing it, the whole thing. And then they gave me a bunch of specials traveling across Canada. In the meantime, CKND, Izzy Asper's dream was to buy KCND from Pembina and open up a station.
Mm-hmm.
This is all going on. And finally, I moved back to Winnipeg and started playing local clubs and that kind of stuff and doing shows.
Mm-hmm.
And flying back and forth to Toronto, really, to host and guest and that kind of stuff. And Jimmy King and I got together.
Wow.
A big band leader here in town. And a good friend. And he said, they're opening up a station, and we should approach them about a show. So we did. So Jimmy King and I approached them in 1977, I guess it was, about doing a show called Country and Western Talent Caravan, talent show.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that, and we opened it up and the whole thing. And the next year, they said, how about you guys doing your own show? Jimmy, the big band show, he's a jazz musician.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray, you a country guy, open up, your own show called St Germain Country.
Mm-hmm.
So we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I got my daughters, Crystal and Kathy, in the Ronnie Halderson band. And I said, let's make it a little different. Rather than a studio, let's go find different places outdoors that we can do it, make it real country.
Yeah.
So we did. We started, a friend of ours had a place out in Waverly, past the perimeter, with a white old
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, and a nice pond and trees around. And so we did the first year. The first year we did 4 shows, and it was entered into the competition across Canada for best variety show,
Mm-hmm.
and it won.
Awesome.
Best variety show.
Wow.
So from then on, we started taping 13 to 15 shows a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd go to different. I was producing and writing and hosting,
Wow.
so I was in complete charge.
That must have been a lot of responsibility.
Well, it was a lot of fun because usually my wife was, but
You got to take charge for a change.
So anyway, we did these shows, and in the springtime, I get in the car and we drive around looking for outdoor museums and all that kind of stuff that we could shoot at, and then in 1985, I guess it was, they opened up a station in in Regina and Saskatoon,
Okay.
STV. And they asked me to go and host those, produce and write and host those shows too, but use all Saskatchewan people.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go and audition a whole gang of people.
Oh, wow.
I did. And so we did half the shows from Winnipeg, 10 shows from Winnipeg, and 10 shows from Saskatchewan, 5 in Regina, 5 in Saskatoon. And anyway, the series ran 13 years.
Yeah, it was a long time.
And by that time, we changed the name from St Germain Country to Big Sky Country.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were including Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll tell you a funny little secret. Not a secret anymore. But when they sent me out to Saskatchewan, they said, you can produce it, but we want you to find a host for these shows to make it,
Mm-hmm.
Saskatchewan.
Ah, okay.
Because they sold it right across Canada. It was syndicated nationally,
Mm-hmm.
So I came back and said, did you find anybody there? I said, nope, because I have to host it.
Nothing like, making your own opportunities happen.
That's right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, anyway, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I love about having you on my Facebook is you post clips of that show and clips of things that you've done, so you can go and watch them if you didn't watch them when you were younger, and they're just amazing. The best one I love, I don't know which daughter it was of yours, sitting on the porch that you were talking about on the stairs with her guitar and singing, and she just sounded so beautiful.
I think that was Kathy.
Okay.
That sounds like her, yeah.
I figured it was Kathy. Now, we're going to get into a whole bunch of other stuff, but one of the things I wanted to ask you after Big Sky Country is you also did Rhythm of the Métis.
Yeah, that's for APTN.
Yeah, and you were also on Teepee Tales. And who were you on Teepee Tales?
Well, I was the voice of the bear.
That was just a great show. Now, talking about your children, all of them are gifted. I mean...
Oh, thank you.
Yes, they are. They take after... I mean, Glory and you are both gifted, so it's natural that both all your children are going to be. Now, what are they all doing right now?
Oh, man. Well, we try and get together at least once a year, every second year, as a family to do a show at the casinos, as you know.
Yes, I've been to one. They're amazing.
Thank you. But they're hard to get together because, well, let's start with the oldest. We'll start with the youngest.
Okay.
Sherry lives in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And she was part of the Las Vegas show Viva Elvis.
Yeah.
With the Cirque du Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of 4 singers that they had, 4 female singers that they hired to do the show.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite a coup for her.
And
all those singers that auditioned for it, they actually looked her up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and she's writing. She writes a lot. She performs a lot. She's electronic music,
Yeah, I've listened to her. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, she's quite talented at that. And she had shows on Magic Mike. She had songs that played Magic Mike, the movie.
I wish I was in the movie, but yeah, good for her.
Yeah, you got to watch it. I'll listen.
You didn't want to watch?
I didn't want to watch it. I just listened. And she's had several songs in TV series on one of Nashville,
Uh-huh.
So she's quite busy.
Oh, that's good.
And then Son DJ, he was doing quite well, producing producing and writing and all that kind of stuff, and he finally moved to Vancouver. He got into marketing, and you know what? He just clicked with marketing.
Oh, wow.
And he's making a lot of money. When I say a lot, I mean, he's enough to live right downtown and buy a new car and all that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. Good for
and he
him.
still plays a little bit on the weekends,
Yeah.
just for fun, really. I mean, he gets paid, but it's just more for fun.
Yeah.
And then Ray Jr. lives in Nashville, and he traveled with a country group called Dixie Devils for a while out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Then he met this young lady, and they got married, and they had a baby. And her name is Gemma.
Oh.
Anyway, he's now regional manager for Bat Fitters.
Oh, wow.
And he also plays weekends when he can,
Uh-huh.
But and then there's Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
Or pardon me, Kathy, who lives in Vancouver also.
Mm-hmm.
And she's married to the lead singer for Loverboy, Mike Reno.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they live in Vancouver and Palm Springs.
Oh, nice.
And she does a lot of bookings and some shows with him,
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter, Crystal, she lives in Grunthal, Manitoba.
Oh, nice.
With her husband, Rob. And they have 4, 5, 6 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a grandpa.
I'm a grandpa. I have a grandpa, and I'm also a great-grandpa twice.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And Crystal doesn't sing very much anymore, but the kids do. My grandkids, Katie and Jeff, lives in Vegas, actually, and singing out of Vegas. A lot of clubs there.
Okay.
And and Katie lives in town too. She lives near Renthal.
Mm-hmm.
And she plays a lot locally, but she's married. She has a baby, and she wants to be a mom.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Like I said,
Yeah.
a lot of talent in one family.
Well, thank you. I guess they never really had a chance. All they heard was music all the time and singing. Now you take a part. You take a part.
Well, that's cool though, because it helped them do what they, reach some of their dreams. And I mean, your wife Glory is talented. When I heard for your birthday, was it last year she sang with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very, very talented too. And I know she plays the piano, right?
Well, she's also an author for the Ultimate Music Theory series, which she started for learning music theory.
Uh-huh.
And she distributes books all over the world. She has webinars and all that kind of stuff. It's all her.
Well, I'm going to have to get her on.
Yeah, Ultimate Music Theory for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, you've performed all over the place, but one of the places that I thought was awesome that you performed at was for the Canadian Armed Forces in Germany, Israel, and Cyprus in '85. What was that like?
Oh, man, that was fantastic. It just that was in 1984, and I had done some northern trips for the government before with CBC.
Mm-hmm.
Up to Alert, which is about 200 miles from the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done a couple of the shows, and we knew of the shows going overseas, but they were all from Toronto or Montreal.
Okay.
So they had the pick of the litter sort of thing, for entertainment.
Yeah.
And so my wife and I, Gloria and I, were sitting down one night talking, and she said, "Well, why don't we try for it?" And I said, "Well, we'll never get it." I said, "Because it's always comes from Toronto or Montreal, always has, and always will." Well, she put something together, and it was some entertainment and the names, because you had to bring a lot of entertainment. And they wrote back and said they were interested.
Wow.
Next thing I know, we got the tour.
Awesome.
And we had Vincent DeRoe as our MC, because it had to be bilingual. We had Brian Glow as a magician,
Yeah.
And we had the Dance Station dancers. You had to have 6 dancers that danced. We had a mime artist, and we had my daughter Kathy and her band, The Rage.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, we went to Germany and entertained the troops at Lahr, and Bottle. And then we went off to Israel and stayed in Golden Heights, and actually staying in Jerusalem.
Oh.
And then when we were off, they took us on all tours of all the holy places.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Oh, it was. And Sea of Galilee and all that, the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went to Cyprus in the Mediterranean.
Oh, nice.
And, it was just something. We were gone a month.
Oh, okay.
And about a month, and we had to leave the kids with the grandparents, of course.
Yeah.
And it was just something. We came home and just couldn't believe we did that tour. Anyway, I did a couple more tours for them, but it was all northern tours, because then they went back to Toronto, Montreal.
Okay. Well, I've heard about your northern tours, and some of your stories are hilarious. But we won't get into those.
No, we can't talk about those.
But what an opportunity to do all the traveling that you did. I'd love to be in your shoes.
Well, thank you. I did so much traveling, of course, across Canada. Started when I was young and the whole thing. And I'll tell you, in 1990, I was on a cross Canada tour. We're in Vancouver. We're doing the Canadian Fair Association. We were the band that was on stage, and we had different agents and booking agents trying to book us up all summer because we did a lot of fairs and rodeos, and But Crystal and Kathy, DJ David, my son, and daughter Sherry, they were 8 and 10.
Oh, wow.
And I had missed my older kids growing up because I was always on the road or television or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was laying in my bed in Vancouver in the hotel, and I came to the decision that I got to be home for my kids. I got to go to their baseball games, their basketball, their soccer games, and I got to be able to do that like a dad. I've never had that chance.
Yeah.
So I called the band in and called the agents, and I said I quit.
Holy.
Yeah.
Well,
I called my wife, told her. She was jumping up and down. Mad? No. She was happy. The kids were happy, and I came home and I settled in, and I became with the soccer dad and the baseball dad and all that stuff. But then, of course, the money wasn't coming in either.
Yeah.
The money we had to keep dipping into our savings. So a friend of mine said, "Why don't you sell some cars?" So I said, "I don't know anything about that." Anyway, I went to car school, I guess. 2 weeks. And I started selling cars for Westport Chrysler, and they're not there anymore. But I became the #1 Chrysler salesman in Manitoba.
I can see that. I can see that happening. Yep.
Some people would come on the lot and go, "Hey, Ray, so you bought a car lot, eh?" Say, "Yeah, and I can give you a heck of a deal."
There you go. See, you're so good at making your own opportunities happen.
Yeah. So I started picking up and doing a few lounges on the weekends because you can never really quit.
Yeah.
And then the radio station, NCI, came along and offered me a job. And next thing I know, I was doing the morning show. You know about that.
Yes.
Getting up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, not fun.
And then they made me program manager.
Yes.
And I started doing afternoon shifts and the whole thing, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, the funniest was Lorraine George trying to teach you how to speak Cree.
The NCI stands for Native Communications Incorporated, which is originally based in Thompson, Manitoba.
Yeah.
But they moved down to Winnipeg, and right, Lorraine George is the Cree speaker, and she would come in every once in a while, and every day actually at 4:30. 4:30, I'll never forget. It was always 4:30. And teach me a Cree word.
And the funny part was you never knew if it was a bad word or not.
No. That happened one time, not with her, but somebody came in and gave me a word, and I said it on air, and it was a real bad word.
Not good.
Yeah.
So how long were you at NCI? I mean, I know you still are in a capacity, but how long were you there doing the road show and the program director, manager?
Oh, it must have been about 9 years.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah.
Now, you're still there on Saturdays.
I still do the Métis Hour × 2 every Saturday. Doing that for 18 years.
Yeah, with Naomi Clark.
Naomi Clark, co-host. And we're still going on our 19th year now, and it's amazing every Saturday.
Well, people love talking to you, and your best line is that you.
Is what?
Is that you?
Oh, it's that you.
Is that you?
Oh, it's that you.
Oh, statue. It still cracks me up. Now that's for the Manitoba Métis Federation, President David Chartrand.
Yeah.
And you also are helping out every now and then with the automotive hotline? Or
Yeah, Sid Manook has an automotive hotline on Saturday afternoons, and it comes on every once in a while, like, for a month at a time sort of thing, and then we'll take a break and then come back on. So,
okay.
And it follows the Métis hour, so it's right there.
Yeah.
We're there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have a beautiful voice. You've always had. I don't know if that's a nice compliment for a man, but you have an awesome voice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, just talking to you, right? Like, just,
wait a minute, let me say that again. Well, thank you so much.
There you go. Now, I'm going to talk about some of your awards. You're on the Wall of Fame in the Indian and Métis Friendship Center.
Uh-huh.
You are inducted into the Aboriginal Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You received the Aboriginal Order of Canada. You received the Order of the Sash recipient.
Yeah.
For the Order of Manitoba. And what other awards? There's a lot that you've won.
There's one that the Lifetime Achievement Award that Manitoba gave me.
Uh-huh.
A couple of years ago, and they surprised me on stages at the MTS Center.
Mm-hmm.
They brought me on stage, and they were going to give me this Lifetime Achievement Award. They were going to sing the Métis, the song I wrote.
Yes, great song.
And I said, sure. I grabbed my guitar, and they said, just a minute, just before you sing, we have some people who will back you up. They flew in all my kids and grandkids.
I know.
It surprised me on stage.
That would have been awesome, and it was also your birthday.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the gift.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, the Métis song I absolutely love.
Thank you.
And you performed that at the Aboriginal Games, and I watched it on TV actually. And I can't even describe the profound effect it had on me, and I'm sure it had that effect on so many people. You wrote that song?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I wrote that song. Back in the early '70s. That I was on the road actually, and somebody else was driving. I was in the back seat, and I just finished a book called Real Hero, Traitor or Saint, or something like that. I think that's what it was. And I became, because I just found out that I was Métis when I was about 21.
Oh, I was going to touch on that. Yeah, good. Yeah.
So I became interested in finding out more, And so I read that book, and I was just so fascinated by it. And, we did shows in Batoche after that, and where the battle fought, and found out some St Germain still lives there. We're related,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that song is just awesome. Watching you perform it at the Aboriginal Games was just mind-blowing. Now, I know you regularly perform at Club Regent.
Yeah, about once a year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's your whole family, right?
Whole family, yeah.
That would be awesome.
In the last couple of years, I've been doing some shows from some fairs that are sponsored. The entertainment will be sponsored by Club Regent Event Center.
Okay.
So they'll send me out with a group with 2 or 3 other singers.
Uh-huh.
And we offer it to one of the fairs for free.
Oh, nice.
So we do it about the last couple of years. We've done, I don't know, about 4 fairs in the summer. It was not bad.
Yeah. And I mean, you're still performing and you're still getting out there, which is great.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, I went to one of your shows at Club Regent, and it was packed. It was absolutely packed. And one thing that I'll never experience, because thank goodness I can't sing, is watching you walk onto that stage with the confidence that you exude, and you're so humble at the same time, and your whole show is not only, I mean, the songs are awesome and everything is awesome. Your sense of humor, Ray, is what always gets me. You always make everybody smile. You've always had that.
Aw.
So.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I learned, show business from Hal O'Brien. That said back when they came up from Bangor, Maine, in the late 50s, and I joined the group with their son, Lenny Brolin. They were showmen.
Mm-hmm.
So one at the university I had standing on stage with these professors. They were also hosted WWVA Wheeling Jamboree, like the Grand Ole Opry's
Oh, gosh. Wow.
radio. So, I mean, they were complete showmen. And here I am on stage, listening to everything they did and stealing it.
Well, it works. Now, when are you going to be performing? Do you have a show coming up April 24th at Club Regent?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have, not this spring. We're talking about some summer shows maybe that might happen.
Okay.
And perhaps in the fall again, maybe another family show. We'll see if you got to get everybody together.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
That's the big hard part, yeah. I still can't believe that they flew all your kids out for you. That's awesome. Now, one of the things I want to ask you is, what advice would you give young artists that are struggling for their big break or just starting out?
Well, for one thing, love what you're doing. That's the main thing. Love what you're doing. If you start not liking it, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure, it's a hard business. It's probably one of the toughest business you'll ever be in.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have to go out there and make people happy and smile and want you and want to buy your albums and that kind of. Well, CDs are kind of hard to sell now.
Yeah.
Because you can get them off,
digital,
off the internet now.
Yeah.
But it's getting tougher and tougher. But if you want to get someplace, and I mean, if you're really serious about it, then you have to go where it's happening.
Yeah.
It's like Nashville or LA or New York. And stand in line like everybody else.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. I know a lot of the new artists that I've talked to, how they're making it is they're actually writing their own songs.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I know that's a big thing. Now,
you have to write your own. Well, quote unquote, you have to write. I should have said that too. But yeah, that's true. You have to write your own songs.
Yeah, unless
and,
you
and then
win.
Hopefully, you'll get into a path that'll take it to an artist that'll take it to the top for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad there's shows like American Idol and The Voice and stuff like that, because at least it's giving these people a platform to be heard. Whether they win or not, they're still getting connections by being on those shows.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I know writing your own songs is a lot of what everybody has been saying.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to hear two of your songs off your new CD, Life Ain't Hard. But I'm going to tell you... Go ahead. Go ahead. Life Ain't Hard. Yeah.
My son BJ, my daughter Sherry Rose, they produced the album.
Oh, wow.
That song, and they helped me write it along with the guy from Vancouver. I forget his name. And my wife Dory.
Yeah.
So it's a whole family affair plus one guy.
Well, that's plus one guy that we don't know. Now, my favorite song of yours has always been and always will be Dynamite Woman. Yeah, love that song.
Dynamite Woman. Sir Douglas Quintet had originally had it out.
Oh, really, eh?
And it was written by Doug Somm, originally from the Sir Douglas Quintet.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you a funny quick little story. I was doing a fair up in Saskatoon, and I knew that this Doug Somm had written the song, and but everybody thought I had, so I didn't say anything different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why not?
Anyway, we're having lunch with the agent that booked the whole thing, and the agent says to me, "Oh, this is Doug Somm, by the way, Ray." And I said, "Doug Somm," and I didn't even click, that he wrote Dynamite Woman. And he said, "Yeah, I sure like your version of Dynamite Woman." And I said, "Oh, thanks very much. I wish I had written it." And he said, "I'm glad you didn't. I did." I went, "What?"
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Anyway, I could talk to you all day. Now, we're going to hear the song Life Ain't Hard, and we're also going to hear We All Make Mistakes Sometimes. That's, I think, my anthem. And now, are you on iTunes and all this Spotify and all this stuff with your songs?
Yeah, iTunes, whatever is out there.
Okay.
Some still CDs, some don't, some right.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you can go to your website, too. And
you go to my website, RayStGermainmusic.com.
Yeah, and it's going to be on my website so people can find you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and anytime you want to come on, Ray, and talk to Glory, if she's interested in coming on, I'd love to have her about these books because I didn't even know she was doing that. So,
Oh, well, I'll tell her. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely. And thank you so much for coming on. I so appreciate it. You made my Friday morning.
Thank you so much. It was so great to hear from you. It's been a while, and you've always been a good friend, and when we worked together, we always had a little laugh.
We always did. And we did today. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you, Ray.
Okay, thanks, Lynn.
And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers!